Scratch your freaking face! As I said, these shots on the pants! Scream back! That's screaming! Scream back! I said what? Get your fingers in the joint! Get your fingers in the joint! Glue your fingers together! Your fingers together! Your heels together! Put your heels together! I don't know what scream! Scream back! You said one. You said one. You will scream out. Scream back. Scream back. We're not screaming. I still can't hear you. I know I said something. You said I Scream back. You want to scream? I can't hear you. Say something back to me. Fingers at the joint. Say something back to me! I'm out! That's all you scream back! That's all you scream back! Say something, you scream back to me!
Now ears.
Always, sir!
Hey, that was a taste of freaking Paris Island. Do we understand that?
Yes, sir!
Hey, that's just a small taste. We got it?
Yes, sir!
That's just a small taste. We got it?
Yes, sir!
Hey, so if and when you make it down to Paris Island, you need to bring things speed, volume, and intensity. We got it?
Yes, sir!
You scream back!
You scream as loud as you can, do you understand that? You move as fast as you can, do you understand that? And you be as intense as possible, do you understand? Open your mouth and scream.
Scream back! Let's play volume, that's your own. Now you move fast all day, every day, scream back! Like 110% all the time, scream back! I know you should be moving faster, scream back! Scream back! Get up! And that's some of this 1, 4, 3, 2, scream!
Hey guys, my name is Ari Novoa and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're gonna be talking about some important things that you should know before you go to the Marine Corps boot camp. And we're gonna have a special guest as well. He is a staff sergeant and was a prior drone instructor in Paris Island. So you're gonna get a male perspective. Also, I do have female drone instructors who shared some things that you should know. And also you're gonna get my perspective, of course. All right guys, so let's start by talking about, I'm a female, so I will talk about the female perspective and things that you should do before coming to boot camp. Something that's very, very important, it is learn how to make a bun and do your hair. Make sure you put your hair in a bun. Also, I do have a tutorial on how to make a bun and how to make a sock bun. So you can watch it, the link will be in the description below, so you can learn from that video. Also, there are a lot of videos that show how to roll sleeves, so you can learn prior to going to boot camp. That way you can get an idea of how to do it, and I'll be doing a video as well on that. I should, right? Also, another thing I want to talk to you guys about is always make sure you listen to your drone instructors and follow directions. Your drone instructors are there for you. They're there to train you. They're there to make you the best. So always move with speed, volume, and intensity. Once again, speed, volume, intensity. So move with speed, volume, and intensity. Do what you're told, when you're told. Get it done quickly. Help out others around you. Be that person that helps people. Be that team player. It's about the team. It's not just about you. It's also about everybody else around you. So if you know how to do something better than someone else, or you understand something better than somebody else in the platoon did, don't be afraid to teach them. Don't be afraid to show them. Don't be afraid to correct them. Don't be afraid to correct your peers. That's when you start building that leadership, correcting each other, making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to, making sure that the recruits around you, they're doing what they're supposed to, that they're having integrity, that they're doing the right thing. So that's really, really important. Another thing that I would talk about will be, as far as physical fitness goes, for females, make sure that you know at least how to do 3 pull-ups. 3. Once again, 3 pull-ups, all right? And I am gonna be doing a bootcamp guide for the Marine Corps to help everybody out. So I will be putting that in my description at the bottom once it's finished. And also have a financial management Excel spreadsheet, and I will put that in the description at the bottom so you can use that as well. And you're welcome to follow my SVI Fitness page, and there are some free workouts that I do give on there. And it is called SVI Fitness because Speed Volume Intensity Fitness, because I love it, right? But I do have some free workouts that I do give on my page as well. And make sure you guys know how to do your pull-ups, your crunches. Make sure you do them properly. Those things matter. So if you don't know how, ask your recruiter. Make sure they're teaching you the right way, and that way when you get to boot camp, you're successful and you're gonna pass your test, and you're not gonna fail, or you're not gonna get dropped. All right, guys. Another thing that we'll talk about will be the pool. So there are a lot of recruits who are afraid of swimming. I think swimming is a really good skill to know because you never know what could happen. So if you are the type of person who is afraid of swimming or you cannot swim, I really highly recommend you to start hitting the pool, start learning how to swim, start doing those laps. And if they have like a trampoline that you could jump down and practice like falling down in the pool without being afraid, I would recommend you doing that as well, so that when you get to boot camp, it's not as unfamiliar to you. That way you can know, all right, I know I gotta do the swim call. I've been practicing for months. I know what to do, and it'll be easier for you. I really, really do highly recommend that. And you need to make sure that that's what you want to do, because it is a commitment and you want to be there. I could honestly say that I want Marines who want to be Marines, who want to be there, who want to help out, who want to better themselves, who want to get promoted, who want to do more things. And it's not just I'll be a Marine, that's it, but just go beyond that, like the school stuff I've talked about, many other things that I talk about. All right, guys, so I'm really excited for this because I am able to get a female drill instructor actually on Zoom call. So she wasn't able to do it before, but now she has time. So we're gonna go ahead and do Zoom call right now. All right, so we have Staff Sergeant PENADO here. She is a drill instructor in Paris Island, and she is currently works in November Company, right?
Yes.
And she's also a senior drill instructor, right? That's pretty dope. Well, she's also in my same moment, so I'm really happy for her. I'm really happy that she got promoted. I did not know this. So Staff Sergeant, that's dope.
Thank you.
Community, let's get it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Staff Sergeant PENADO. I'm currently a senior drill instructor at November Company over at Paris Island. We're currently right now actually with the platoon, but obviously with the whole coronavirus thing, some of us are quarantined.
All right, well, stay at home, guys. Make sure you're freaking staying healthy and all that. All right, so a couple questions that I had for you about as far as recruit training goes. So more of let's start with the physical aspect and how female POOLEES, future Marines, they could better themselves. What can they do to, what have you seen that they challenged with the most physically, and what can they do to prevent that or get better prior to coming to boot camp?
Well, I've served my quota at receiving, so obviously I've seen the trend from the beginning of the IST to the first PFT to the final PFT. I believe the trend in the beginning for the IST is they don't have the proper form for certain like push-ups, let's say. You know, we won't count them if they don't break the 90. And of course, I don't know back home or in the recruiting office when they go PT, how they do it, or if they actually focus on the proper form. But that's the push-up part. And then obviously the pull-ups, like I tell everybody, if you want to come to the depot, I mean, just strive to be your best and try to at least do one pull-up, because that will, you know, get you out of the way of doing the push-ups and the other stuff that might drop you to, let's say, FRP, and you're going to have to wait another week or two until the other platoons pick up. The sit-ups, the forms as well. I've seen a lot of POOLEES that come in. Obviously, they're recruits now, and they can only do probably like 25, the bare minimum, but it's because they don't know the proper form either. Like we tell them, grab your actual biceps, make sure your arms are on your stomach and don't let them leave your stomach, and touch your thigh. You know, so if you practice proper form as fast as you can, you will get better. Final PFT, it's mostly also the running, a lot of slow runners, but that goes throughout the training, you know, obviously getting IT and stuff like that. And actually when you are in recruit training, put out in the PT sessions that we do give you, don't just half-ass something because it's individual effort.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I know a lot of females struggle with running. Even I've seen a lot of female Marines who are not as good runners. And some really good things for running will be stretching, doing your workouts, doing sprint intervals, running the treadmill. You could do 2 minutes fast, 1 minute slow. Those are little tips in there that will help you with the running and working yourself. Get running shoes. The running shoes are very important. In boot camp, they're gonna give you running shoes. That is really, really high important. What are some other things you've seen as far as the mental aspect for females? What are some things that they struggle with boot camp, and what are some things that they could do?
So, you know, you get some of the females, some are young, they come from not leaving home, so they get homesick. You know, it happens to all of us. So sometimes that is the determining factor if they excel or if they don't. Some let it get to them mentally. And, you know, I would say maybe keep a journal, you know, have somebody send you positive quotes, or, you know, instead of doing all this writing during free time or whatnot, try to find something that's good for you, that's positive, to actually make you get through boot camp. Because at the end of the day, you're going to graduate obviously doing your best. But I would say homesickness, what else? Some is the physical aspect too, or just being there in the squad bay 24/7, not being used to, you know, female drill instructors screaming at you 24/7, telling you what to do. But it's for the best, not wanting to micromanage, but for you to transform into actually becoming a Marine at the end of the day.
What are some other things that you will say that can help them as far as to successfully complete boot camp? Or, for example, another thing I will say, because I know a lot of police will go with the mentality, oh, I want to be the guide, I want to be the squad leader, I want to do this, and they can't do it, you know? So,
Well, let's be honest, that all depends on initiative, getting out of your shell as soon as you get there. It's all about initiative, because at the end of the day, guess what? You're in a group of 60 to 80 females. You think, okay, some of them maybe know JROTC, some of them might have a level up, but at the end of the day, it's what do you bring to the table? Not just for yourself, but for everybody in that platoon, for the drill instructors, for, you know, just not to show yourself off, but like give confidence, give that presence, take care of them. You know, obviously we're there to take care of them, but they need to have that sort of structure of respect. Like, hey, she said something, we're going to have to go do it. Not because she said it, but because the drill instructor said it. So it's one of those things. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to, you know, get things done when you're told to get things done. Don't be afraid to be the one to speak up and be like, hey, we need to stop acting like this because it's not right. So eventually, like, you know, throughout boot camp, third phase comes, that's when it clicks to them. Maybe some platoons earlier during first phase, second phase, third phase, whenever it is. And then they realize, man, if we should have done this in the beginning, proper structure, proper communication, we would have got a lot of things done and other things wouldn't have happened in those results. So it's one of those things where initiative, move fast, scream, help each other out. That's what's going to get you through it, literally, each other.
They could talk to each other and make things better. But you're absolutely correct. As far as like the appearance, what are some other things? I did talk about that, but what are some things that maybe you have more things that I didn't cover? So
Appearance to me is super big, because even in the Marine Corps, you know, when you graduate or whatever, appearance is the first thing you see anybody. I'm not saying we're all judgmental, but you know, appearance is everything, at least to me. So it starts with the littlest thing, your flyaways in your hair, your bun, your uniform. We all have they have free time to take care of the uniform, look good. Just because others are not looking good doesn't mean you can't look good. Your foundation starts there. And I'd rather you build your foundation there so it could become a normal habit after, once you leave and you're like, hey, this is an everyday thing that I used to do. Iron my camis, iron my cover, do my hair, you know, look like if I've hygiened and squared away, not just, oh, well, I don't care about my uniform, and if it's wrinkled, you know, my cover's squished, oh, well. I don't think it should be that way, because you should carry yourself to the highest standard.
Exactly. And that's when I talked about, I have a little bone tutorial which helps everybody, so if you don't know, you can watch it. But exactly, that's something I really like, I'm really big on. And I remember I think it was last year, I did a challenge for military crown challenge, and it blew up and everybody started fixing their covers, so it was really good. So
Yeah.
it's, appearance is everything, also to me, because it shows at the end of the day, if you do decide to transition out of the military, you're gonna, the way you carry yourself for those 4 years, you're gonna be doing the same thing when you get out. You're gonna wear the uniform dirty, you're not gonna iron it, your shoes are gonna be dirty, you're not gonna look presentable or professional. So that's really, really big. So thank you for touching on that, because I touch on that with my Marines too, when they want to look like they don't care.
Yeah.
And to finally top it off, what are some other things that you have seen, or some other things that maybe the recruiters could do to help out their police to make sure that they're successful and they're not dropped, or anything like that?
I would say definitely, you know, for the recruiters, I have a lot of recruiter friends or whatnot, and they always ask me questions or for help. I would say actually monitor their ISTs. And when they do come down to the depot, give them your information, the recruiter card, the actual recruiter card. So it could be easier on the drill instructors at the receiving side to jot down all the information that needs to be done while they're waiting to get picked up by the other platoon. Also for females, bring the sports bras, the color, you know, black, gray, white. Those are the only sports bras you can bring, or the one civilian bra for clothing. That'll help a lot as well, because they're gonna have to buy that, purchase it either on the depot or have their parents mail it to them during maybe the first 2 weeks of recruit training. So that's something they could, you know, do. Don't bring cell phones. Don't bring cell phones, because if they get lost and then nobody can find them, I guess that's upon yourself. You bought it. I don't know what to tell you. You could bring hair, you know, hair product, gel, hairspray. Don't get crazy, but bring something that will suffice you for maybe the first 3 weeks until you do your first PX call. Wear proper attire. If when you do come down here, you know, if you're wearing some pants, some jeans, wear a belt, wear a proper collar shirt, tuck it all the way up. Don't come in sweats, because I've seen it before working at receiving. Showed up in sweats, like, okay, very well. But other than that, I think that's it. Recruiters need to hit hard on PT, proper form, their information, and just actually try to be your best. You know, try, if you want to strive to be that Marine, why not start acting as such and being as such? And whatever, you know, attitude you have, leave it at home, because that doesn't work out here.
Exactly. And we talked about attitude. I think I talked about attitude with Sari Aaron Anderson, Stasha McKenzie, and yourself, and also talked about attitude. That's really, really big. If you want to be earn the title, you want, it's like, there's the thing, they want to be you. They want what you have. So
Exactly.
if you want what the drill instructors have, then you need to do what you're told. And I talked about your drill instructors were once a recruit. They made it. They're drill instructors. They're teaching you. They've done the same thing. Nothing changes. It's the same process. It's
I
just,
mean, they can come with the attitude, but we'll shave it off.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I'd rather not, because at the end of the day, you came here for a reason. Nobody forced you to sign anything. You decided to take that upon yourself. So as you took it upon yourself, you might as well train like it 110% every day.
Exactly. The way it is, people, they took that oath to protect the Constitution of the United States from enemies, foreign and domestic. So therefore, you need to do what you're supposed to do. Well, thank you so much. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
You come down here 110, 200%. Always give it your best, and just know you're going to get trained. So take advantage of it, because I always tell my recruits, this is the only time recruit training that the Marine Corps will ever be about you. As soon as you leave, it will no longer be about you, but about everybody else. And then guess what? You're going to pick up the rank, maybe become a drill instructor one day, and you're going to have to take care of everybody else. And obviously you come first, but there's other around you that are going to be inspired by you, looking at you. Your last name is always attached to you. So if you do something right, do something wrong, just know that your last name will be said. So I'd rather you give it 200%, starting now, the foundation.
Exactly. That's really, like, I love the words of encouragement. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for advising everyone. We're not only just advising Marines, but we're also advising future Marines, and hopefully it helps out everyone.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna give you guys an advice from Staff Sergeant McKenzie. He was a drill instructor in Paris Island, so he'll be able to give you a lot of pointers, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in call right now. All right, cool. Hey, so we have Staff Sergeant McKenzie here, and he was a proud drill instructor. He just left the drill field like a couple months ago, and
December 17th.
December 17th. So he's pretty fresh. He knows a lot of things that are going on, and today he wants to talk about the male perspective and some things that the recruiters can do to help out their police, future Marines could do to better themselves, tips and things that they should do before getting to boot camp. That way they could prepare themselves better and overall be more successful. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Staff Sergeant. Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon. On the West Coast, 1:16 afternoon. So good afternoon. Staff Sergeant McKenzie, I was there for 3 years, from January 2016 to December 2019. I did 6 cycles, quota at STC, 2 number hat, 2 heavy, and 2 boss as a senior drill instructor. And then I was in ops for like the last 2 months. So kind of been kind of everywhere. STC, I was there. All the recruits that get broken, sick, miss training, or get separated from recruit training. I was the SR over there, so I process recruits in and out. So I have a pretty diverse background with the recruits on Paris Island.
All right, awesome. And what are some things that you know and you believe that it will help out a poolee to better themselves before preparing before boot camp? What are some things that they could do as males?
For the males, I would say get used to a higher authority. I know a lot of recruits that I've talked to, they didn't have that, or they weren't used to someone telling them what to do all the time in a certain tone. And a lot of it is they just need to understand that it's to get them ready for things like combat. So like you're gonna get in a stressed out environment, you need to be able to think under stress. You need to be able to like we make them yell for their voice to come back louder and stronger, so you can yell over the sound of gunfire or through the hearing protection that they wear. You know, in a lot of things that the drill instructors, you know, may get, I'll say, angry about, it's because the recruits don't realize that we're doing it to help them in the future. All they see is like the right now, you know, they're like caught in the moment. But if you're able to, you know, take a step back and look at it, like what's the bigger picture? Like there's more understanding than the superficial subject, right? And then, you know, a lot of it, I would say, if they just focus on things that pertain to the PFT and CFT, like running for cardio, ammo can lifts, pull-ups, push-ups, crunches, if they could center their PT around that, that would help them tremendously.
All right. So what are some of the things that you've seen recruits struggle with the most, like their biggest challenges struggle with the most?
I would say like a physical discipline. And what I mean by that is like, we tell them not to scratch for certain reasons, right? So like sand fleas, bug bites, you know, some of them get like pimples, zits, whatever. And we tell them not to scratch or prick their face because they're dirty. So by doing that, all you're doing is you're opening a wound. You're opening, opening the pores in your skin, and you're putting dirt in it, which gets infected. Then you get cellulitis. Once you get cellulitis, you're more prone to that. Cellulitis is a big thing down there, and you'll get dropped. And there's recruits that have actually been separated from recruit training to no longer be a Marine because of that. And those things are easily mitigated just literally by listening to us telling them not to scratch. You know, There's also another big thing is like athlete's foot fungus, and it's just from your feet being sweaty in the boots all the time. You know, we tell the recruits to let their feet air out at night or on free time, use the foot powder, make sure that they, you know, they wash their feet good. And some of them, they don't do it. You know, I think some of it's like, well, I've lived this many years of my life doing this, then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it works. But what they don't realize is what they're doing now is a lot different than what they were doing before. So like, yeah, maybe you ran a lot or you ran track or you did all those things before, but like the boots don't breathe as well as running shoes, even though they got the two little eyelets in the bottom. You know, in a lot of time, like you're just go all the time. So you don't have that time to let them air out like you would if you were in high school running track or whatever the case may be. So, you know, if they have it, like maybe you twisted an ankle, try to ice it. Sometimes they don't ice it, and then they roll it again, and it gets worse. And you know, things can be mitigated by little things like that. You know, some of it is medical too. Like some of them are afraid to go to medical because they don't want to get dropped. But again, bigger picture, and I've always told my recruits this: like you need to think about what happens after recruit training or after the Marine Corps, right? So maybe you have a knee injury and you try and push through, or an ankle and you try and push through, and that's cool. Like you made it through recruit training, which is awesome. But now you're a lance corporal, you're a corporal, you can't run, so you're getting forced out, and now you have to deal with this injury. Maybe you have to get a rod in your leg or screws, and now that's long term. Now you're gonna wake up every morning and it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? So if we send them to medical to take care of them, not for really any other reason.
Yes, and I think that's really, really important, I believe, because that our bodies deteriorate with time, and if we're able to get that help ahead of time and that physical therapy, then it's gonna help. So that's a great point, honestly.
I think one of the biggest stipulations, whether it's recruit training or Marine Corps, is I'll say it's almost like a miscommunication or like a like people are passing wrong judgment, right? If you go to medical, you're weak. You're not weak. I would almost say you're strong for going to medical because you're trying to get the help you need to recover, to keep your body up to par so you can support what we got going on. So when we do deploy, you're not the one that has a weak knee but didn't tell anybody, or a sprained ankle but didn't tell anybody because you wanted to deploy. You know, and at that point, like it snowballs, and it might sound crazy, but like those little things snowball into bigger things because maybe that happened, but you have a weak ankle. Now you're carrying a litter on deployment for somebody who got blown up, and you twist your ankle out there, and now what? Now you're sitting ducks because you fell, you dropped who's on the stretcher, and now there's a sniper out there just waiting. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think we need to, as a whole, I think the Marine Corps and recruit training needs to get past that stipulation.
Yes.
Where, oh, I'm weak, I'm going to medical. Like, nah, go to medical, take care of your body, because no one's going to take care of your body more than you.
Exactly. And that's something I really do encourage my Marines. If you feel sick or something is wrong with you, make sure you go to medical, get taken care of, get the physical therapy under the doc is there, go hit them up and go do what you need to do. Set up your appointments. Obviously, be conscious about the manpower. Lastly, what are some things that you really think will help out?
For recruits coming into recruit training?
Yes.
Just being understanding that some things are done for a reason. We either can't tell you the reason right now because you're going to learn it later. And if we tell you now, we won't have the same effect as if you learn it later. You know what I mean? For example, we make them sit Indian style when they do things to get their muscles used to sitting like that. I'm not going to tell you why first phase becomes second phase or rifle range. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to ask you first, like, who knows why we sit like this all the time? Nobody? All right, check this out. When you go to the rifle range next week, this is going to how you're going to sit. And if you don't practice sitting like this, it's going to hurt. You're going to get cramps and you're not going to be comfortable. So you're not going to have a steady sitting position. So you're probably going to shoot worse if you don't sit like this when we tell you to, or when we did tell you to, as opposed to you sitting like this the entire time. And I've actually had recruits that did that. I've had recruits that would always would tell them to sit like that, turn my back to go talk to another recruit to clean a weapon or whatever. I turn back and they're like, oh, relax, and I'll correct them on it. Continuous. And then we get to the range and they're the one that unks because they drop all their points in the sitting, or they're the one that doesn't have a steady sitting position because they didn't listen to us and sit like that.
Yes.
You know, so If we give you the why all the time, it's not gonna have the same effect when you learn it yourself or when you realize it yourself later on.
Exactly. And that's really, really important. A lot of recruits don't understand the why behind things. And as drill instructors, you don't have to explain yourself.
Right.
To train them and make them better, and they will get it. It's not like, oh, recruits, this is why you're doing this. No, you will get it done.
Right.
Because you're following instructions. You're learning to be a Marine. Follow instructions without questions. Go ahead, get it done. And then wow, this is the reason why. This is the reason we did this certain way. Oh wow, this is why they told me to hold my scuff brush like this. This is why.
Right. And I think a lot of it comes down to entitlement too. I'm not saying everyone's entitled, but I think a lot of people come into recruit training and they're like, they think they're owed something. But what needs to be realized is that you volunteered to do this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you were volunteered, not voluntold. And there's a difference. You want to be a part of what I'm a part of already. If you want to do that, then I'm gonna need you to trust me and become fully indoctrinated in love of foreign country, and that's it.
Exactly.
Embody the Marine Corps in this process.
Yes.
In turn, it will embody you, and it will give back to you later on. But you gotta trust the process.
Exactly. And I feel like that's really, really important. Trust in the process. Trust in the drill instructors. The drill instructors are there for you. That's something that I preach a lot, and all the people that message me on my Instagram and ask me questions. I'm not sure the drill instructor is this, and I'm like, I'm scared. And I'm like, no, your drill instructors are there for you. They're people just like you. They're fathers, they're mothers. They're somebody's father working out their hours and waking up early, and they're there for you everywhere you go. And it's in drill instructor pledge. Everywhere you go, and they're not gonna give up on you. So you need to get it together and do your best and do what you're told. They're there for you. They're gonna take care of you.
We will continue to train you even after some of you have given up on yourselves.
Yes, that's
my drill instructor will be with you every day, everywhere that you go. That's it.
Yes.
I'll tell you, that's probably the two most important lines.
Exactly. Yes. But thank you so much for all this information. I hope everyone got like the best of it and learn from it. I'm gonna be doing a boot camp guide that's gonna be free. And I'm gonna be doing I'm doing a financial guide, a Excel sheet that's also gonna be free for people to be saving. That was on my prior video. So it's like little things that I could do to help out others. But thank you so much for joining and today in this Zoom call. And I look forward to hearing it, seeing the feedback on this, seeing what happens, and seeing how you have helped other people. But thank you so much.
For sure. Hopefully it did. I appreciate it.
Yes.
You and everybody else have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that was a Zoom call. He was a proud drill instructor, and I hope that you guys really, really got the best advice from that, because honestly, it is reality, and it will help a lot of people. All right, guys. So today you guys have live advice from one female drill instructor and a male drill instructor. This is really, really awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you a lot. And I hope it actually brought value to you and helped you see more clearly, and also helped you as far as what's the best decision for you and how you're gonna move on forward and what can you do to get better. Because that's what it's about, improving yourself and getting better. All right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you have the notifications on. I will be doing more videos.